Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. All right, this will be part two of the Top 100 Countdown, the fourth annual Top 100 Countdown. Today we will look at cards number 75 through 51, I believe. So let's get started here. Card 75 is the 2015 Topps Bryce Harper. This is the pink, the Mother's Day parallel out of 50. So interesting one here to start us off. As far as Harper's concerned, 2015 was his MVP season, his highest career single season WAR total, I believe. So big season for Bryce. Parallel-wise, in 2015, the landscape was much different. No Independence Day, no, I don't believe the camo was even out of 25 yet. I think it was still out of 99 at that point. No Father's Day out of 50. So the parallels were, the parallel structure was much, much more, there just wasn't as many. So that made me interested in this card quite a bit. I like the 2015 design. I think it's a really clean card. I love this image for Bryce. Again, it's his best season. So all that, just all those variables put together kind of made sense for this one. And yeah, picked it up recently. I previously had the 2015 Heritage Gold, but I sold it. So I wanted to, get something to kind of fill that void there. And this was the one I went with. I'll show you the back. And this is, looks like copy number 7 of 50 there, you can see. So yep, cool card for Harper. Been making a point to kind of go back and pick up some of these modern key cards from, even pre, 2020 and that type of thing. And this is just one of those that I thought would make a lot of sense. All right, next up, 74. We will go to non-sport TCG here with the 2003 Fantasy Flight Games, Jon Snow. This is the Ice and Fire Edition set. This is a really cool card. I was really into these a few years back. I opened a lot of boxes. I've talked about this a lot, but and this was always one of my favorite cards from the game. I think that art is just fantastic on this. I'm a big Jon Snow fan, big Game of Thrones fan, Song of Ice and Fire fan, all that kind of stuff. So this card was just always really high on my list. I've had it ever since I, got it out of a pack, and not one I ever really thought about selling or anything like that. I just think these are so neat. So that's number 74 there for John. All right, 73. We'll go over to Greece, 1978 Topps. Sandy's Big Change, obviously a very iconic image from that set. I think I showed another version of this in part 1 of the countdown, but this is the card from series 1 here, 1978 Topps. You got Olivia Newton-John there. The final song in the film, PSA 7, pack pulled copy, graded it myself, working on putting together a entirely PSA graded set in as high of grade as I possibly can. So this is probably my second or third favorite card in the set. Again, the imagery is just so iconic. Yeah, just a really sharp looking card. Great design on 78 Topps Greece as well. Those are really, really nice with the pink borders. So, all right, what are we on? 75, 74, 70, that was 73. All right, 72. We will go back to Game of Thrones with another Jon Snow. So I pack pulled both these. I just like this one slightly more. I feel this has the kind of the Night's Watch version of Jon with Ghost there. You got the he's got the cape on and all that. This is from the Valyrian edition, so this is actually a year older than this one. This was 2003, and the other one's 2004. So pretty close together, but I think, I don't know though, the moon on that one's pretty cool. They look really good together. I mean, the colors, you got the sort of the pink sky going on here, you got the dark night over here, so they're kind of offsetting each other a little bit, and I think that's a really a really kind of cool effect when you look at them side by side. So really, really love those cards. I've still got a ton of this stuff raw that I'll grade eventually. PSA grades them now. I've graded a couple there, so it's probably look to grade with them moving forward. But yeah, this has always been a favorite. Really, just think that art is fantastic. So, all right, number 72 there. So, okay, 71. Get in. We're going to see quite a bit of football and Star Wars today too, so we're going to get into that now. Card number 71. This is kind of a classic here for me. This is the 2000 Topps Chrome Peyton Manning refractor. PSA 8, a very, very shiny card. 2000 Topps is one of my favorite sets. I bought this, I actually won this in an auction on the very last PWCC auction on eBay. It was a BGS 8.5, I think, when I won it, and it was like $150, give or take. But so yeah, always remember it for that reason specifically, because I remember shortly after that was when all the drama happened with PWCC and eBay. But yeah, this has always been a favorite card, classic base card. Again, the refractors from this era, much more rare, obviously. They're 1 in 12 packs or 1 per box or something like that. But yeah, one of my favorite flagship images for Peyton on any Topps card. Just think that's such a classic pose. Dropping back to throw. So I'll show you the back. Really nice card backs on these two. There you go. Peyton in the 2000 Topps design. So big face mask. Just very, very early Peyton. So, all right, I'm already losing track of the numbers. I don't know why this is so difficult for me. 75, 74, 73, 70. So this was 71, card number 71. All right, number 70. Another football card here. Let's look at the 2000 Fleer Ultra Platinum Medallion for Edgerrin James. Again, if you're new to the channel or if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Do me a favor. I'm trying to get to 500 by maybe next year, and then you'll be notified, or you'll get a heads up when I drop part 3 and part 4 of this countdown. But if you are newer, I am a big Colts fan, especially early 2000s. I'm more into baseball now, just broadly speaking. I don't pay for Sunday ticket or anything like that anymore. I just think it's too expensive or whatever. But and Sundays I'm just so busy all the time. It seems it's really hard for me just to sit down and watch football for a whole day, like I used to when I was younger. But always been a massive Colts fan. Yeah, I got to see Edgerrin play, live a handful of times and all that kind of thing. And the year 2000 specifically, I was really, really into collecting. So a lot of these sets, from the year 2000 specifically, are very nostalgic for me. The Ultra set was a big one. I opened a ton of this stuff when I was back in the day. And these platinum medallions were just so hard to get. I think I pulled a Jerome Bettis, if I remember right, and I ended up selling it. But yeah, these are really, really cool parallels, really rare. Yeah, out of 50. So, and there wasn't really any other parallels in the set. There was a 1 of 1, but this is parallel-wise. This is the only version. So you see number 29 of 50 there. So much different landscape than today, when you have a million versions of everything. But yeah, this is rare stuff. Really hard to find. Yeah, just a great card. So number 70 there for Edge. We'll do a couple more Edge cards here. This is from the year 2000 as well. Another very nostalgic set. Again, if you've been around, you've seen me show these cards a bunch of times, but this is the Status Parallel from 2000 Elite. I want to get this one into a PSA case. I'm working on getting all my cards in PSA cases over the next year. I don't have that many SGC slabs left, probably less than 15, but so I'll crack this out and send it. But yeah, the Status Parallel, again, to the jersey number of the player, and the aspirations is 100 minus the jersey number, so the aspirations would be out of 68 for Edge. But these are cool. Yeah, I haven't talked about these in a while, but I'm really actually just kind of checked out of football card collecting at the moment. I've been so focused on baseball and modern baseball and a little bit of non-sport vintage. So football has really taken a back seat for me. So these areas of my collection, like football and Star Wars specifically, have become pretty stagnant. Just in terms of, I'm not really selling that much because I don't really have that much left to sell in those categories, and I'm also not really buying that much because, again, I've just been focused on other things, primarily baseball. But yeah, you know, it's all, eventually I'm sure I'll cycle back to it. I'll get the spark again, or the interest will return. But right now it's just not there. It's just me being honest about it. I'm just not chasing this stuff right now, which is probably why a lot of these football cards are lower down than they had been in the past. So, but yeah, this is the status parallel there. Beautiful card. Awesome card back as well on these from 2000 Elite. Big season for Edge. He was won the rushing title that year. So, all right, so that was number 69, I believe. Let's see, 75, 74, 73, 72, 71, so yeah, that was 60, okay. All right, card number 68, a lot of Edgerrin James cards here. Card number 68 is from 2001 Fleer Ultra. Another platinum medallion here. I like the image on this one better than the 2000. I just think this is a classic card here. Great photograph. Nice shine on the foil there. I like that solid platinum background. Different effect from 2000. With 2000, you get more of a just sort of, it's like kind of like a dusting of platinum. It's like kind of a blend, sort of a blended background. And then 01, it's more of just, you know, straight up, you know, it's just a completely different color. So interesting choice. I like both in different ways. Obviously the photograph on this one I think is better. The blend I think is an interesting effect on this one. It can be a little bit hard to tell that it's actually, unless you're at that angle, like right there, you can really see it, but just straight on, I mean, this would just look like more just like a normal card. So it's kind of in hand sort of a thing. But this one, when you see it, there's no doubt about it. And that's probably why I ranked it a little bit higher. But beautiful card there again, out of 50, PSA 9 on that one. We've got copy number 21 of 50. So yeah, 68 there for Edge. Or wait, was that? Oh my God, I'm just gonna guess. Yeah, it really drives me nuts when I lose track of the number. So 68. All right, number 67. What do we got here? Let's go to Star Wars now. 2023 Topps Star Wars Chrome Galaxy. This is the Mojo refractor out of 50 for the dyad in the Force. You got Kylo Ren and Rey there. Beautiful artwork on this one. PSA 10, graded to myself. Just the art, yeah, just fantastic artwork. Copy number 42 of 50, it looks like. So really, really tremendous card. One of my favorite Galaxy cards ever. Just absolutely beautiful with the lightsabers there, the dark and the light. The two characters there being connected. You got the little sort of BB-8s above Rey's head there, and I think those are little Vader helmets above Kylo. So just a lot of stuff going on in this one. Really, really cool. So this is card number 67. The Mojo pattern there. Nothing too exciting on the back, really, just a write-up here. So number 67. All right, 66. Back to football. Again, a lot of football and a lot of Star Wars in this episode. This is the 2003 Bowman Chrome Gold Refractor for Edge. This is a really nice card. The case is not really helping it. It's a little bit smudged here and there, but really, really tremendous shine and etching on this one. Great photograph. 2003 and 2002 Bowman Chrome were really special sets, the way the gold comes across. Yeah, this one really, really pops. I got to get this out of here and get it in a PSA case as soon as I can, but yeah, you can really see the detail on this. And this was a card I got really pretty early on in my return to collecting. I think I just picked this up on ComC for like 50 bucks a few years back, maybe 2021, something like that. And I've had this for a while. I think this has been on the countdown every year, all 4 years. So it's really been a one that I've really come to appreciate quite a bit. We got copy 50 of 52, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, I don't know. It's the 9.5s are really respectable grade on this. So I don't really want to snap it out and then, you know, risk damaging it or whatever. But I don't want to, like, I just really want to get this in a PSA case, and I don't want to pay to have it crossed over. Like, that's like, just seems too expensive when I could just grade it for. So I don't really care if it drops down to like a 9. That's not the issue or the concern. The concern is just the actual snapping out part, and I'm pretty good at it. Like, I don't think I've ever, knock on wood, really damaged a card snapping them out of SGC cases are really easy to crack open. So yeah, but I mean, it's not, I don't know, it's not essential, but I don't know, I just have so many PSA cases now and so few SGC slabs. I really just want to get them all together because it just feels awkward just to have a small, you know, 10% of my cards, and really good cards too, in the SGC holders. So all right, what was that, 66? 65. Let's just let's see, what do we got here? 65. All right, we'll go 2000 again, SPX, another nostalgic set. This is the Marvin Harrison Spectrum. These are out of 25. You can see down there right above his name, number 12 of 25 there. These are really impressive cards. Upper Deck SPX, this parallel from 2000, just the really interesting. It's not like something you see all the time with that sort of rainbow look, but it's also really, it really moves. Like, these like really move around a lot. And the player image is blended in there to the back. You can see the Colts helmet off to the right there. So these are really impressive cards. The base cards are fantastic as well. Yeah, I would say this is probably one of my favorite football parallels that has ever been done. And it's just so interesting too, because it's on a, you know, it's on a regular, you know, like flat cardstock for the background and the player image, but then you just juxtapose that with that really interesting foiling, and there's so much of it too. And it's just like, these are really well thought out cards, I feel, and it just looks great. I really like these a lot. And then the classic kind of Upper Deck back there. So yeah, just a really clean, neat card, very rare. Again, only 25 copies. So all right, that was number 65 approximately. Go with that for Marv. All right, 64. What do we got? 64. Let's do a non-sport vintage card here. We've got somebody that has quite a few appearances on this countdown. That's Elizabeth Taylor. This is the 1957 Dutch Gum PSA 3. Just a classic image there. A lot of really great color with that red background, and then the blue eyes. And just, it's very impressive. Just a very clean look, a classic non-sport old Hollywood card for Liz there. You know, decent grade. Again, this is from 1957. These are small cards, easy to, they've got like sort of, it's hard to tell, but they've got sort of, some of them have sort of a glossy finish and some have more of like just a classic paper finish. I can't remember exact. This one looks more of like the kind of the paperish kind of cardstock, but it really depends. So these are tough grades. I mean, beyond just being 70 years old, yeah, you know, a lot of these get really bad creases and corner bends, like you can see on that one there. It's got kind of a, on that upper right, but yeah, these are impressive cards. Again, this image is just really iconic. Well, I don't know if I'd say it's iconic. I don't know if, you know, if anybody's really seen this before, but it's just, excuse me. She just looks like, obviously, like a very big time movie star in that photo. So very cool. That's number 64. All right, 63, back to football. This is the 2003 Topps Chrome Gold X-Fractor for Edge. These are out of 101. It's got to be one of my favorite football parallels from the era. These are just so cool. The Gold X-Fractors, these were put in cases and then added into boxes. So you didn't pull these out of packs. They were already encased, but they were like top loaders, yeah, like box loaders. That's what I'm trying to say. Box loaders, so you'd get one per box or whatever. And I think I bought this in the case actually, and then snapped it out and graded it. So tough grades too, a lot of centering issues, a lot of, just whatever. So, but great image, great sort of lower third there with the player image as well, as Topps likes to do on their sort of years that end in 3. They did that with 2023 and I guess like 2013, I don't know, I can't remember, but maybe it's every 20 years, because they would have done it in 83, 2003, and 23. So, but yeah, great card here. Again, out of 101, I'll show you the back. Copy number 14 there. So, all right. So that was 63, 64, one of those numbers. All right. So, hold on. I'm going to get way off. 70, nah, forget it. 62, we'll call it. This is another Star Wars card here. 2022, Topps Finest. This is the black refractor for Dark Ray out of 10 there. This is copy number 1. You see in the top left-hand corner there. So this has always been a favorite. 2022 Finest was a great set. Really like it. Very, very cool cards. At that point, they had not had a Finest set since 2018. And after that, they kind of started making them every year, which was unfortunate. I liked having that sort of 4-year gap because it just made it feel more special as opposed to doing it every year. I don't think there's a need for a Star Wars Finest set every single year, but what do I know? But anyway, great card, color match, very, very cool black refractor, SGC 10 as well, so that's nice. But yeah, that's a cool one at number 62 there for Ray. Okay. 61, back to football. This is 2000 Donruss Elite. This is the Turn of the Century die cut, very shiny card. These are out of 21. The base version of this is out of 2000, so those are numbered. Those are numbered as well. But the 21 Turn of the Century die cuts, they are just way shinier, and the regular ones aren't obviously die cut like this. So a lot of design going on in this card. You got the gold foiling, and down there on the lower third, you can see there the player name, 21st Century Future Star, New Millennium. It says Colts logo in gold. Then you got that very bright shine on the foil. More gold up here with the logo. And again, just really, really impressive stuff. So, yeah, I think these cards are just, not a lot of people probably know about these. And yeah, the checklist on that insert is just wild too. I mean, really, really big time players. We got number 11 of 21. I like also how they did the serial numbering back then. It looks a lot more kind of, it feels a lot more special than like a modern Topps serial numbering. So copy 11 of 21 there for Edge. Very condition sensitive, as you can imagine, like with these, like those die cuts. Just a lot of issues there. So, but yeah, that's a great one. Number 61 there for Edge, 2000 Elite. Okay, what do we got now? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 10 cards left. Okay. Number 60, 2023. Let's see. Topps Chrome Star Wars. So this is the first year of Topps Chrome Star Wars proper. They had other Chrome sets before that, but they were like perspectives or tied to certain movies or things like that. But 2023 was just the first true Topps Chrome set. This is the Ray Gold Refractor here. Nothing, too wild, just your standard gold 50, but I just think it's a really great design, clean looking image, nice pure gold background. And then I like how it has that sort of star field off to the left as well. So just really subtle touches that I think kind of make it a very cool design. You get that sort of burst pattern down here that gets a little bit of extra pop to the card. But yeah, just a really nice one. Bought it raw, graded it, got a 10, all that kind of stuff. So cool card there at number 60. 59, back to vintage. And we will do 1957 Topps Hit Stars. This is, let me see here. There we go. Okay. This is the Liz Taylor and PSA 8 too. So obviously the condition is a big deal on this one. Just having an 8, nicely centered, very, very clean card from 1957 is impressive. A big thing with these, obviously, kind of like the Elvis set, you don't want to have a bunch of fisheyes or little imperfections on that TV. There's a couple there, but not too bad. MGM star, Elizabeth Taylor. But just a classic non-sport vintage Topps card. Great image there. The back of these are cool. I'll show you that. Elizabeth Taylor. Hit Stars. So, pretty impressive set. A lot of big names. James Dean, Elvis. Buddy Holly has a card in the set. Not him specifically, but with the, whatever his band was, the, what was it, the Crickets or something like that. But yeah, this is I just think this is a big time card in PSA 8. So, okay. 59 there for Liz. All right, 58. Go back to Elite 2000. Just showed you the edge. And this is, oh shit, sorry. We're good. And this is the Peyton. So 2000 Donruss Elite, Peyton Manning, turn of the century die cuts, out of 21. PSA 6, so lower grade than the edge, but obviously Peyton Manning, I mean, just going to be kind of a big time card early in his career. Again, same foiling, all that sort of stuff, but yeah, out of 21. I think this is a great card. I got this, a few years back, and I don't think there's as much, excitement around this kind of stuff right now, this early 2000 stuff. But, and again, like I said earlier, I'm sort of cool on it as well. I've been focused on mostly modern baseball, but the more I look at these cards and I think about just how rare they are, it's something I should probably prioritize a little bit more than I have been. But yeah, this is a very cool one there for Peyton at number 58. I'll show you the back. Let's see here. Number 15 of 21. So, okay, 57. All right, let's go back to modern Star Wars. This is the 2022 finest. We just saw the Dark Ray. This is the Darth Vader, the Black Refractor. Number 1 of 10 also up there in the upper left-hand corner. Great image for Vader there and Palpatine in the background. That would have been from the end of Revenge of the Sith. We got the 9.5 here. I got this card right when the set was released. I remember it was, somebody must have been breaking a bunch because they just listed a ton of parallels, and I got a really good deal on this one. I think I only paid like $70 for it, which is wild, but yeah, just one of those really, really cool mail days when I got it, and yeah, always loved this card a lot. This was really high, like on my first countdown. I think it was like towards the top 5, top 10 almost, or maybe it was the second year I did it, but hard to beat a Black Refractor for Darth Vader, 2022 finest. It's all the color match elements going on with this one, so that is very cool. All right, what number was that? 56, give or take. Okay. All right, 55. Another Star Wars card here. A lot of Star Wars and a lot of football to finish us off here. This is a I mean, it's not that old, but it's a pretty nostalgic card for me just because it was out right when I came back into the hobby. 2019 Top Star Wars Rise of Skywalker costume relic out of 99. Such a clean design. I always thought the blues looked really good with the white on this card. Yeah, these were just big chase cards from that Rise of Skywalker set. And again, that's right when I got back into cards. So they were very sort of like front and center. And this was one that was just really popular. And I always thought it was just such a cool looking card. Very, very, very well thought out, just how they designed it. It's so simple too, but yeah, this one, you know, probably one of the first like 10 or so big cards, quote unquote, that I bought when I got back into this stuff. And I really started off kind of primarily focused on Star Wars. Again, it was right at the end of the sequel trilogy, like it had just come out in theaters and all the commotion about it, and people hate it, people like it, all that kind of stuff. So it was just very topical too. And yeah, like I said, it just really coincided with getting back into cards. So I've always had a lot of positive feelings about that one and that set, more broadly speaking. So, all right, man, I'm talking a lot. Okay, 5 cards left. So that would mean we're on number 55, 54, 53, 52. Wait, no, 56, 55, 54, 53, 52. Yeah, 55 is next. Okay, really good at counting over here. All right, 55, I think. All right, football, 55. 2002, Bowman Chrome, Gold Refractor. This is the Marvin Harrison. Very, very cool card. SGC 9.5 out of 50, 2002 Bowman Chrome is such a cool set. Tons of great etching on these, obviously. Great color. You saw the edge earlier from 03. I think I like 02 better. Just a little bit more pop to it. Yeah, I don't know why, but it just kind of, these are really, really nice. This has always been one of my, I would just say one of my favorite Colts cards overall. I've thought about getting the Peyton a couple times, but I don't know, I just never gotten around to it. Just things didn't, the stars didn't align for, you know, one reason or the other. But yeah, always been really, really stoked on this one. So that's the Marv. I'll show you the back. I think we've got copy number 30 of 50 there. So, all right, next up, 54. This is an interesting one, pretty rare card. 2019 Top Star Wars. This is the Journey to the Rise of Skywalker, the UK limited edition. I know that's a mouthful, but yeah, it's just a very, very good looking card. This is the gold, whatever version, gold limited edition, it says right there. So this is really rare. It's also in PSA 10, which I think is a Pop 2 because I've graded both. I sold one. But it's got like that, it's got the rainbow sort of like foiling combined with the mosaic finite sort of pattern, which is really, or geometric or whatever you want to call it. So it just makes it a really interesting card in terms of design and just overall just aesthetic. As far as tops goes, like I know they're doing the geometric now in baseball, but there's not too many cards that look like this, which I have always just found really interesting. And it's kind of that way on some of their other UK releases as well, where it's like you'll get these really interesting foiling patterns that you just don't see on the you know, the stuff we get here. So it's something to kind of look at if you've never really explored some of those UK cards for Star Wars. The back is just very plain, limited edition Star Wars Rise of Sky. So I don't even know, like, I'd have to go back and look like what the other cards in the set were like and that type of thing. But yeah, I've always just found this one to be very impressive. So PSA 10, 2019 there. All right, 53, or no, that was 54. Yeah, so 53 is next. We've got one football and 2 Star Wars cards left. 53 is a sketch card, and this is from 2022 Top Star Wars Masterwork. Very, very cool art there by Don Murphy. We got the Rey sketch. PSA 8. Really happy that PSA started grading these cards. Just really, really impressive stuff there. Classic sort of hero shot. Very, very cool. I'll try to get you to see some of the detail in the artwork there. Yeah, just really impressive stuff. The artist signs the back of these. You can see here, Don Murphy. So, never been like the biggest masterwork guy, but yeah, you know, every once in a while you see a sketch that just catches your eye and it's the right price. The background on this one's really impressive. The just overall color of it, very, very, very cool there. Number 53. All right, 2 cards left. Number 52, go back to 2000 Donruss Elite one more time. Peyton Manning, the Master Craftsman out of 50. Again, just kind of like the turn of the century die cuts. The base is out of 2000 or 2500, and then the parallel here is out of 50. So very shiny card, very cool insert, very creative design. Very, very, very neat. If you look up close, you got a lot of interesting texture elements there with some foiling, some raised sort of pattern there. You got a little bit of gold foiling on the Colts logo. So a good combination of attributes. I'll show you the back. These are cool. Number 13 of 50 there. Peyton Manning. Really robust checklist for this insert as well, just like the turn of the century die cuts. So yeah, that's number 52. And then our last card for this episode, before we move on to the top half, card number 51, another Skywalker, or another Rise of Skywalker card, 2019. This is the gold parallel, 2019 Top Star Wars, Back to the Desert. This is the Journey to the Rise of Skywalker. And this, yeah, the gold, PSA 10 out of 25. I always thought that was just such a classic image. This would have been right before the TIE Fighter chase against Kylo, the one that was in the trailer where she backflips the TIE Fighter when he's chasing her or whatever. So great image, great desert sort of scape there in the background. Just very, very, very clean card in PSA 10. And that's really, you know, the PSA 10 part's not that important, but just the overall just sort of beauty of the card and the design, the gold borders, that vintage card stock, just very classic. This set was sort of just like kind of a preview of like, or like a hype, like a, not really a hype, but just sort of like a lead-in set to the film release. So it featured images from all of Star Wars history, basically, including the trailer for the Rise of Skywalker. So yeah, very, very clean card here. Always really been impressed with this one. So yeah, that's number 51. Out of man, I can't believe I'm still talking, but yeah, about to lose my voice, so we're gonna end it there. Appreciate you sticking with me. Again, subscribe if you're not. Parts 3 and 4 will be coming soon here in the next few weeks, and then yeah, that'll be the top 100 for this year. So take it easy, everybody. Thank you.